There was a time when being a teenager wasn't just another stage of life. It was the center of the entertainment industry. The biggest movies, the biggest television shows, the biggest celebrities, the biggest fashion brands, they were all competing for the same audience. If you grew up in the late 1990s or early 2000s, it felt like the entire world revolved around high school life. Every Friday night, about a new Disney Channel original movie, MTV's Total Request Live determined what music everyone listened to. Shopping malls were packed with teenagers from open to close. Everyone wanted the newest flip phone. Everyone customized their MySpace profile. And companies spent billions of dollars trying to answer one question: what do teenagers want? But somewhere along the way, that road disappeared. Today, teen culture still exists, but it no longer dominates the media the way it once did. So, what happened? The early 2000s represented the peak of teen culture. Hollywood couldn't produce enough high school movies. Television networks raced to create the next breakout teen drama. Entire clothing companies existed almost exclusively to sell to teenagers. Walking into a mall felt like walking to the teenage America. Stores like Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle, Aeropostale, PacSun weren't simply clothing stores. They sold identities. Your clothes said who you were. The athletes, the skaters, the emos, the scene kids, the goths, the preps. Every group had its own music, its own fashion, its own magazines, its own celebrities. Even adults paid attention because teenagers were setting the trends. Music television revolved around young artists. Movie studios built franchises around high school stories. Magazine covers featured teen idols. Being a teenager wasn't a niche demographic, it was a mainstream culture. Ironically, the internet initially made teen culture even stronger. Websites like MySpace and Tumblr gave teenagers a place to build their own identities online. You can customize your profile, pick your favorite songs, decorate your page, share photos, meet people from across the country. Then YouTube arrived. Suddenly, anyone could become famous. Teenagers weren't just consuming entertainment anymore, they were creating it. The barriers to become influential had never been lower. But then came a series of changes that quietly transformed everything. Facebook expanded beyond college campuses. Parents joined, teachers joined, business joined. Eventually, grandparents joined too. The internet stopped feeling like a place built for young people. Then smartphones arrived. For the first time, everyone carried the internet in their pocket. The online world no longer belonged to teenagers, it belonged to everyone. In the early 2000s, most teenagers watched the same television shows. They listened to the same artists, they quoted the same movies, they wore the same brands, not because they had identical tastes, but because there were only a handful of places where culture came from. Today's entertainment works completely differently. Instead of everyone watching the same things, algorithms create a different version of the internet for every single person. One teenager spends hours watching gaming videos, another sees beauty influencers, someone else watches sports edits, another spends all day on anime TikTok. They're all teenagers, but they no longer share one culture. The internet didn't eliminate teen culture, it divided it into thousands of smaller communities. Instead of one generation growing up together, everyone now grows up inside their own personalized algorithm. Teen culture also lost something far more important than websites. It lost its physical gathering places. For decades, the shopping mall wasn't just somewhere to buy clothes. It was where teenagers met after school, where friendships formed, where the first dates happened, where trends spread naturally. Movie theaters served the same purpose: arcades, skate parks, food courts, record stores. These places allowed teenagers to build culture together in person. But over time, many of those places disappeared. Malls closed, arcades vanished, movie tickets became expensive, online shopping replaced weekend trips. Instead of meeting friends in person, people met through group chats. Instead of spending entire afternoons at the mall, they spent entire afternoons scrolling. The places that once created shared experiences slowly faded away. Teenagers still influence culture today. They still invent slang. They still discover new artists. They still create viral trends. But today's trends move faster than ever. What dominates social media today could be forgotten next month. Back then, trends lasted years. Today, they last weeks. The early 2000s may have been the last era when millions of teenagers experienced almost the exact same childhood. They watched the same television shows, listened to the same songs, visited the same malls, used the same websites, shared the same moments. That shared experience created something incredibly powerful: collective nostalgia. Maybe teen culture didn't actually disappear, maybe become too fragmented for everyone to experience together. The internet gave everyone their own world, but in doing so, it quietly ended the era when an entire generation grew up and living inside the same one. And perhaps that's why so many people still miss the early 2000s. It wasn't simply a different decade. It was a last time growing that felt like something everyone experienced together.